In a world where communication is dominated by instant messaging, where even email and SMSs have taken a back seat, many may have forgotten the once upon a time point-to-point messenger called Telegram. Today, Telegram stands for the app or the product that is trying to compete with WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger. But for those of you who can remember, Telegram was one of the earliest instant communicator. It stood for the telegraph messages that pass from one user to another via telegraphic offices globally. While the introduction of telephone disrupted Telegram's usage in general, it was still used for a lot of government communication. In India, Telegram was socially considered as a bearer of sad news, as it was usually used by public for sending messages of being a kin either unwell or dead. India ended the iconic Telegram service on July 15, 2013, after 163 years of running it. Today, we will be seeing a significant world event caused by a telegram. This telegram was sent 100 years back from Germany, intended to a recipient in Mexico. While I narrate you the story in short, if it makes you curious enough, I would encourage you to read the book on this subject by my very favorite history author, Barbara Tuchman. Welcome to Masala History by Siva. In this edition, travel with me as we see interesting international diplomacy at play, all triggered by a single telegram. So let's get on our time machines and buckle up, set our time destination to January 1917 and the location to Berlin. The sender of our telegram is Arthur Zimmermann. Born in the Kingdom of Prussia, he was a lawyer by profession. Zimmermann assumed the office of the Secretary of State of the German Reich in November 1916. He was the first aristocrat to serve in that position. By then, the Great War was already in full swing. Kaiser Wilhelm escalated his personal egoistic battle against his cousins, the emperors of British and the Russian empires. Germany escalated the conflict by triggering the war on behalf of Austria-Hungary, along with Ottoman Empire and Bulgaria joining hands. France, United Kingdom, Russia, Italy, Japan all joined hands on the opposite side in stopping the Kaiser. By the end of 1916, Germany attempted peace negotiations with the Allies, with the US President Woodrow Wilson self-styling himself to be the negotiator of world peace. The United States was sitting on the fence, funding the war needs, but staying away from largely what they considered to be a European conflict. But the negotiation talks failed. With that, Germany decided to go on an unrestricted submarine warfare. But by doing this, they also knew that it risked drawing United States properly into the war. And hence came the infamous telegram from Zimmermann. The US usually did not staff a very large army, as natural geography provided them enough defense. Germany decided that the best way to keep America from dedicating men and arms to the war is to keep them busy on their side of the Atlantic. So they decided to get America's neighbor Mexico involved. The plan was simple: lure Mexico to attack the southern US by offering them support to reclaim lands in Nevada and Texas, by offering ammunition and other support. Japan will also follow suit and pull out from the Allies to support Mexico, given their situation with the states. This will ensure that the US will divert all its attention to Mexico and will not interfere in the ongoing European situation. This was not a bad plan. During this time, the United States was already seeing skirmishes with Mexico due to raids by Pancho Villa, the Mexican revolutionary. So Zimmermann, the Secretary of State for the German Empire, sent the following telegram to the German ambassador in Mexico. Open quote. We intend to begin on the 1st of February unrestricted submarine warfare. We shall endeavor in spite of this to keep the US neutral. In the event of this not succeeding, we will make Mexico a proposal of alliance on the following basis: make war together, make peace together, generous financial support and an understanding on our part that Mexico is to reconquer the lost territory in Texas, Nevada, New Mexico and Arizona. The settlement detail is left to you. You will inform the president of the above most secretly as soon as the outbreak of war with the US is certain, and add the suggestion that he on his own initiative should invite Japan to immediate adherence and mediate between Japan and ourselves. Please call the President's attention to the fact that the ruthless employment of our submarines now offers the prospect of compelling England in a few months to make peace. Signed, Zimmermann." End quote. The direct telegraph transmission of this telegram was impossible because the British had cut the German international cables at the outbreak of the war. The telegram was sent over 3 routes, one by radio and 2 via transatlantic telegraph cables operated by the neutral governments of the United States and Sweden. The message, of course, was coded. The Swedish cable ran from Sweden and the US cable ran from the US Embassy in Denmark. However, neither cable ran directly to the US. Both cables passed through a relay station at Porthcurno, the westernmost tip of England, for a boost before the long transoceanic jump. And as anyone would suspect, all traffic through the Porthcurno relay was copied to room number 40, the nondescript code-breaking room in the British Naval Office. Someday, I will do a dedicated podcast on room 40. The British decoded this message successfully, but they were in a fix. If related to US, this message could turn the American sentiment against Germany and would draw the US to the war. But they simply could not tell this to the US government, for if they revealed the source, it would show that they have been tapping into official US government communication. This would all mean a huge diplomatic disaster. Additionally, it would also signal to the Germans that the British knew how to break their codes. Given this situation, the British kept silent for 3 weeks, sitting on the telegram. They did not even reveal it to their own foreign office because they knew it would immediately come out. On February 1, 1917, Germany started the unrestricted submarine warfare as per the telegram. Now the British intelligence devised a plan. They correctly guessed that the cables sent via United States would have passed to Mexico through a commercial telegraph. With this knowledge, they decided to obtain a formal copy of the telegram. A British MI agent codenamed Mr. H in Mexico bribed a local telegraph official to get a copy of the original telegram sent from Washington to Mexico. Once this was obtained, the British intelligence formally decoded the telegram again and passed it to the US ambassador in London, and stating the source to be only from Mexico. They did not talk about the original telegram that they got 3 weeks earlier. And after US accepted the veracity of the note, they pretended that the US intelligence had recovered the telegram on their own accord. This decoy protected the diplomatic relations between US and Great Britain, while also making the Germans feel that the decoding was a US breakthrough. So nobody could find out what was going on in room number 40 and its capabilities. Stay back with me to know what happened afterward after US accepted the veracity of this telegram. While the telegram's content enraged the Americans, many also considered this as an elaborate forgery by the British, based on how they obtained from the telegram from Mexico. Finally, in a week on March 3, 1917, the original sender of the telegram, Zimmermann himself, confirmed the content of the telegram and its origin, putting a full stop to all speculations. Germany was trying several intelligence approaches to break the Allies up. While the telegram attempt was a disaster, Germany's other attempt to get Russia out of the war succeeded in the same year, when they precipitated the internal crisis in Russia and also shipped Lenin into the country. The Zimmermann telegram in its own way was not the major reason for the United States to join the Allies against the Central Powers in World War I. It just so happened to be the last straw and swung the American decision decisively to throw their hat into the ring. On April 6, 1917, the US Congress voted to declare war on Germany, a war to end all wars. That's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the story of the Zimmermann telegram. As I said before, if you like the story and would like to read this in detail, pick a copy of a book named Zimmermann Telegram by Barbara W. Tuchman. I hope to see you soon with yet another Masala History. Take care. Goodbye.